Wait a minute. Are you? No. For real? You really?
Steve nodded resignedly. The man lowered his weapon and began excitedly pumping his fists in the air.
I knew it! I knew it!
Puzzled, Steve eyed the man, unsure of how to react. The man continued.
I wrote my U.S. history report on you. Captain America disappears in 1944, just before the Roswell sightings in 1948. Logical conclusion, alien abduction. Boom. Connect the freaking dots, Mrs. Grisby. C minus my ass!
Steve forced a smile in an attempt to humor the man while maintaining his cautious stillness. He tried to remind himself not to judge him too prematurely, as he was pretty sure this was the man who was supposed to walk away with the orb. Looks can be deceiving, after all, his mind said to himself. The man placed his hands on his hips and looked at Steve with a self-satisfied grin. Boy, this just makes me feel that much better about not finishing 6th grade. Steve's smile dropped a bit, as his mind said, then again. The man extended his hand to Steve as he moved towards him excitedly. Name's Peter Quill, otherwise known as Star-Lord. You might have heard of me. Quill's emphasis on Star-Lord, along with his extraordinarily pregnant pause, made it clear that he desperately wanted to be heard of. Steve politely responded with a firm handshake and a nod. Quill's excitement deflated noticeably at Steve's lack of response, and he tried to brush it off as though it didn't bother him, in a way that made it painfully obvious that it did.
Nah, you wouldn't have heard.
Quill cleared his throat.
Anyway, I'm a fellow traveler of the cosmos. Guessing not as much as you, considering the head start you've had. Who was it that scooped you up, by the way? Kree? Skrull? Shi'ar? I mean, no offense, but you don't seem the Ravager type, or you'd be armed with more than just a Tom and Jerry mallet. Plus, dude, didn't you used to have a shield or something?
Steve tried to figure out where to start with Quill's flurry of questions, but before he could begin, Quill reached for Mjolnir from Steve's hand. The hammer sunk to the floor like a stone, taking Quill along with it. Quill let out a yelp of surprise, quickly followed by wincing pain. He tried to stand, Mjolnir still in his hand, and found himself jerked back down to the ground.